I like this question a lot. I do, because we learn as we go. One of the first things I said after I got elected was that I care more about what's right than who's right. And that's an important thing to be able to do, because when you're making decisions, if your ego gets to be bigger and more important than what's really true and right and best, then we lose sight. We lose sight of the goal. And so one of the things that I voted wrong on, I've actually got 2.5 I could point to out of hundreds of votes. So I guess that's a pretty good record. But one of them was there was a zoning change that was proposed, and there was zero opposition to it. And I was at this stage in my understanding of the general plan and zoning where I was so rigid that I don't know if I ever would have accepted any change for any reason. And I did some homework with some economics books. I studied, and I learned some things I did not know before. And it really changed my perspective about that vote. And so I think I got that wrong. I should have voted for it. Everyone was supportive of it. There was no one opposing it. Nobody's rights were at risk. Nobody's property, use and enjoyment of their property was at risk of being damaged by the change. So I think I got that wrong. I'll throw another one out there. I could throw in one more beyond that, but I know there's limited time. But one of the other ones that I'm kind of flipping a coin on is the entertainment district vote, because this was one of those cases where I'm looking at what is a proper role of government, and that is to protect rights, property rights in particular. And we're contemplating a change that could impact existing property owners by bringing in potential new uses where there's some buffer that used to be provided between a school or some other place that could be impacted negatively by alcohol. I got a specific case from Jared Taylor where this happened to one of his businesses, or to his school down there. We had the separation requirement was not honored because they had an entertainment district put in around their school, and at a school function they had somebody who was inebriated stumble into one of their children, dances they had for their students. And I thought, that is an impact. So I went to that side of it thinking, we cannot damage an existing use with a new use. That's a proper role of a land use regulation. But as I think back on it, I don't know if that's quite right, because is that impact really substantial enough that we should disallow some freedom in the market to do that? So I'm still flipping a coin on that. I'll admit that was a tough vote for me. I may have gotten that one wrong, and I'm still not totally sure. And so that's the balancing act we have to do, is to figure out, are there somebody else's rights on either side? How do we weigh them out? Who could be damaged by this person's freedom? And is that a significant enough risk or damage that we need to disallow this new idea or new opportunity? And so that's a tough one. I guess that's how I'd answer that question.